Hello everybody. For you guys, I haven't been missing, but to be all honest, I haven't made a video clip in a week since we watched the bull sale. And yes, it's snowing. The wind is gusting 48 to 50. We just put another cow from our Windbreak corral into the main corral. We did have one calf. When was that? I can't remember now. Day before yesterday morning, like 6 a.m. in the morning. So, yeah, like I said before, when we start calving, it's going to start slow and then it's going to get really busy. Start date is actually the 21st. It is the 14th. Today is the 14th. So yeah, it's starting really slow. There's lots showing, but they've got a little bit to go yet. And we're cutting some steel. So this is 3/16 by 3. I picked it up on Wednesday. I had a bunch of appointments that I had to deal with on Wednesday in the city, so I waited until then. There's our top and bottom rail for some windbreaks, for a couple windbreaks. So a couple of bases right here, or foot. Our lift cradles are cut. They're over there beside the verticals. So yeah, we got to cut these, drill holes in them, and then we can start fitting a windbreak up. So that's when we're going to get dirty, because the floor is a little bit oil stained and we're going to get black from crawling around on the floor. Anywho, I want to get to work at cutting more steel, and I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Alrighty, so you might ask, BP, why are you cutting your flat bar flat? Why don't you stand it up? Well, I'll be honest. I could cut it standing up, and it would more than likely cut a little faster, except my blade has got a couple of wear points on it, and it cuts at an angle then. It won't cut straight. It'll cut at an angle. So this way, it'll still cut straight. That's the only reason. So here, we got to mark this out. Basically 1.25 inches from edge in, and from edge in. 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. Use them 6 inches long. That way they can work for, if the guys want to put 2x6 or 2x8, it'll work really good either. So we'll make our marks, and we'll get to drilling the holes. Holes are 3/8, and we're set up for 3/8 on there. So let's rock and roll. Alrighty guys, so for anybody that is interested in building their own portable windbreak, and they like the way BP builds his, here's what you need. That flat bar, you can use 2x2. I used to use 2x2. I've switched it up to flat bar now. But that's 3/16 by 3. You need 12 pieces, 6 inches long. Holes drilled at 1.25 inches from either end, and 1/2 inch in off the edge. So from this edge, 1/2 inch over. When this thing is stood up, this pipe here, there, and on the end, that would be your vertical post, I guess. That's 7'6" when your saddle weld tip to tip, or long point to long point, 7'6". The two long ones are 24 feet. Excuse me. The short leg is 10 inches, long point to long point, and that's an offset cope. And there's 2 of those, 2 6-inch pieces here, 6 inches from long point to long point, 1 down there, 1 here, set at 8 feet, inside of 8 feet, and then your 8-foot horizontal lift cradle pipe. And these pipes here, from the end, 8 feet at long point center, and then from that end, 8 feet in, long point center, top and bottom. Make sure she's square, and away you go. And how do I square them up? I don't square them, I don't cross square these. I take a 2-foot square, and if that point is square when I tack it, and this point is square when I tack it, we're generally good. We get to rock and roll. After that, right now this is all tacked. I got to go hard and weld it. But after that, then we stand it up. Those pipes over there, there's 3 of them. 2 of them will get used on this windbreak. They're 11 feet long, so I generally make them 11 to 12 feet, depending on what I have for steel. But they're welded in. That would be the foot or the base. And that's welded in at 11 feet, so 5.5 on center to this 10-inch offset cope leg. If all of that makes sense to you guys, and then you just go ahead and weld it as best you can. Make her stick, keep her hot and cherry, and if the welds don't look perfect, you know, if you're building it for yourself, the cows won't care as long as it stays standing and it breaks the wind. That's the whole idea. That's why they're called windbreaks. And portable, because you could pick them from the lift cradle and put them wherever you want them. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll get to work at welding this here right away, and we'll bring you back after. Alrighty guys, so gives you a gist of what she'd look like. I gotta put that base on there, and then I actually have to cut some more steel for it. A piece of 1x1 square tubing. I'll put it from here down to here. It's about a 16-inch long piece cut out of 45 on either end. And that's your gusset for your base. 1 on each leg. And I got to cut a chain. But it's 6 o'clock. So we can finish this sucker off tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon or whatever. No big deal. So we're calling her quits for today, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Morning, everybody. We're back in the cold. It's supposed to warm up to -10. Right now it feels like something like -23 or 24. She's definitely a cool one compared to what it's been the last week or so. This is not very welcomed. Anyway, we got some feeding to do, and then we'll be in the shop finishing that windbreak and maybe get started on a second one. So stick around for the ride. We'll talk to you guys later. Alrighty, well, this girl, she's a new cow to us, somewhat new. We bought her last year, and she calved towards the end of April. Here it is, March 15. She calved this morning, and I did not notice the calf. It was halfway under the one windbreak and a pile of cows, and nobody was acting funny, and I didn't it's my own goddamn fault. I didn't notice it when I walked through them first thing in the morning. Anyway, did all our feeding and choring this morning and went and opened the gate to let him out to go feed, and holy fuck. Then she had cleaned, and the calf is laying there halfway under the fucking windbreak in the one spot. He's in here. He has definitely frozen ears. They're thawed out right now, but he will definitely lose them. My biggest fear at this point is that we save his legs. So he's thawing out. And like I said, it's nobody's fault but my own, for fuck's sakes. But anyway, and she's a little bit of an ornery bitch. Used the calf catcher and threw the calf in the cradle of the calf catcher and got it up to the barn here and then worked the cow in. And so she ate some of the hay that I threw her. So that's a positive. Anywho, yeah, snooty. She's snooty. She wants her baby, and she cleaned, so that's a positive. And it's cold. This morning, early this morning, I double checked. Weather forecast was minus 17 with a wind chill of minus 30. And just where that calf was laying, where she calved, it's a spot where I did not pile snow against the bottom edge. So that's why he was halfway under the fucking windbreak. Anyway, I'm gonna have to fire up the bobby cat and get a bunch of this snow moved out of here, because with the calf catcher on, I couldn't get through here. I was able to bring it to that point there, like where that post is, and then from there carry the calf in. And he's a good size. I'd say he's 90 pounder, 90 plus pounds anyways. That guy's doing fine. He was a couple days old though. So this Orange 8, she's the one that calved on Wednesday morning. I watched her. I had her in the barn here. I watched her calf, and she's fine. So, anyways, I'll let you guys go. We'll talk to you later. Alrighty, guys. Well, 4 hours in the hot box. Oh, and we'll see how he does. I hope to hell I didn't lose his back legs. His back legs were pretty fucking frosted. But that's how she'll go, I guess. Time will tell. Unfortunately, she's a bit of a snooty bitch, as you saw. So, nobody's calving right now. And I can't stick all the cows in here. So, we'll just have to watch them for the next 24 hours really goddamn close. And then we turn into another warm-up trend. And get through the weekend here. So, haven't done no windbreak building yet today. Alrighty, talk to y'all later. Alrighty, guys, well, there it is. You can see the gussets in there. Another one over here. The chain is on right there. So basically, to the top rail, we're 9 feet basically. So 7'6" for this vertical, and then 2 7/8, 2 7/8, basically 3 inches on each. So that gives you 8 feet. A 10-inch leg, but it's saddled on the long point 10 inches. So it's actually like 9 inches once it sits into the saddle. but then you're sitting on top of another 2 7/8. So we're sitting basically a foot off the ground. So yeah, 9 feet, and then to the very top of the lift cradle, we would be 7 inches roughly, another 7. So it's goddamn near 10 feet tall to the very top. So these slabs or windboards, how do they mount? Well, you put a 2x6 on here, you bolt that son of a bitch on there and there, so on and so forth, all the way down, the same as up there. And then you can, that's 3/8 bolts. So then you can either air nail or hand nail your windboards on, or screw them on, or whatever the heck you feel. I think that having your windboards on any windbreak, whether it's portable or stationary, I think having them nailed on or screwed on is better than you see a lot of these guys building these windbreaks where it's a drop-in slab. I don't like that idea. That's just my personal opinion. They look good, they look pretty. You have to use a nice 1x6 board or a 1x8 inch board. But other than that, this is way stronger. Your slab on this one, like the way I'm doing them, the way I look at it, your slab is protected at the very top if the wind should get bad enough and blow it over. Your slab is protected up there. It's protected right here where this 2x6 or 2x8 would go. It's protected there, and it's protected at the very bottom. So there's 4 points of protection on it. Anyway, I'm gonna jerk this sucker out of here, and then I'm gonna go have some lunch, which is like, I don't know, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Talk to you guys later.